Hey everyone, welcome back to my video. This video is going to be a really short, simple video, and it's actually going to talk about some of the problems that we're having with some of these little solo miners, right? Like this guy right here. You guys have seen my little miners like this because I've done a few unboxing videos, and I've been very fortunate that companies like Jingle Mining and Mineshop.eu have actually allowed me to go ahead and do an unboxing for these units. I'm super stoked and happy to have them. But one of the big issues that we have with these little types of miners is because of this minute amount of hash power that they have, it is very difficult to find a pool to put them on, especially if you're trying to mine something aside from Bitcoin itself. Me personally, I want to solo mine Bitcoin Cash. I did find a pool. Let me go ahead and find it on this list really quick. It's called NorHash. And it's my little yellow miner that I got from mineshop.eu. That's actually the one that's currently running on there. So here you can see it is pool.norhash.com. And that's the stratum that we're mining to. And as you can see on here, via the GUI, it's saying that we're just under 1 mega hash. But when we come back over here, we're going to go ahead and find the pool really quick so I can log into it and show you guys that it's actually on there. At least the last time I looked, it was on there. I'm going to assume by this point in time, it's probably not going to show up. If it does, then I'm going to be really lucky. Hey, look at that. It's actually there. So this one will show up because it's producing significantly more. The yellow jingle miner and the little black jingle miner that I have, those two, they don't actually show up on the pool because they are right around 500 kilohash, which is very, very, very low. So there is one option that's available for us solo home miners, and it's going to be to download the node itself, which I went ahead and decided to go ahead and do that. I had an extra hard drive that's 2 terabyte. You don't need 2 terabytes to be able to run it. It's actually going into this PC that I'm recording on right now. But what I had to do is I had to come to Bitcoin Cash, their website itself. As you can see right here, that's what we're looking at. And then if you click on nodes, down here are the different types of nodes that you can download. And the one that I decided to choose was this one right here. I've already downloaded it. It doesn't take very long to download the software, but when we clicked on it, it took us to this page here, and it does say that this one is going to be version 29.0.0. They have software for Linux, Mac, Windows as well. Here's the problem with using a node like this, especially if you're doing a fresh node. If you're doing a fresh node, it is going to take a very, very long time to update and install all the blocks. So let me go ahead and show this to you guys. Right here you can see I've been running it for roughly maybe a half hour or so, and I've only got 0.6% completed. If you take a look, the estimated time is going to be roughly a full day. So this time tomorrow, I'll be able to actually assign my little miners to this pool here, or to my node, which then will go ahead and start mining for me. Now I've got to do some more research on how to set them up. I know that I've got to look at the MAC IP for the unit itself for my PC, so I can go ahead and direct them to it. I have done this one time with my Caspa node, or when I had a Caspa node on a little PC that I've got sitting right here. I downloaded the Caspa node to it, and I was actually solo mining to it I was actually solo mining to it for a real short amount of time, and it worked. It was pretty cool, but it didn't work the way that I wanted it to, and I had to have a separate program, and I'll probably have to do the same with this. So once I figure all that out and I figure out the right way to assign all of these little miners to my node, then I'll be able to go ahead and move everything over. Now, I know you guys have seen my videos, and you guys have seen that I've done a bunch of these, and the newest one that I got was the Magic Miner little clock, the MO01. That guy right there produces roughly 500 to 700 kilohash is what I've seen. The unit itself says 1000 kilohash, so it's basically the same as this little yellow guy here. However, because the hash rate is so low on it, I'm not going to be able to sit there and actually keep it on a pool and be able to monitor it. I am going to be releasing a video possibly later on this week or early next week, talking about some of the added features of that clock, because someone did reach out wanting to know more about it. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the process, and I can tell you that I have been able to use the wireless charging portion of that clock, as well as the mining portion without disabling the miner. So that is something that's really cool about it. It is also a Bluetooth speaker, and I'll walk you guys through all that in another video coming up here really soon. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys the heads up when it does come to these little solo miners. In this NOR hash, I did try to put the Jingle monitor onto it, and it didn't recognize it, and it would just sit there and load up, run for about 30-45 seconds, maybe a minute, and then reboot itself. And that's what happens when you take one of these little miners and you put them onto a pool that doesn't recognize them. They sort of go into this infinite loop of rebooting. And when that happens, all you can really do is just try to find another pool and put it on there. But yeah, if we go back to all the pools and stuff like that, there are so many different pools. I did find one that worked. I tried it. I had one of my miners, I think I had the Jingle monitor on there, and it was mining. And even, the following day it was mining, but what ended up happening when I tried logging into that pool again, it was some kind of other random website that I would definitely not want my computer to be attached to. So I completely eliminated that pool. I don't know what happened to it. Somebody might have, set that pool up with a specific website address, and then someone else was able to take it from them. So just be very careful when you are going to be trying to do something like this. Know what you're looking for, know what pool to set up on, and how to do it the right way. Don't just say, oh, let me try this pool. Obviously, you want to go ahead and decentralize the hash as much as possible. And honestly, running a little personal node like this on my PC is going to be the best way to do it. The only thing that's going to be connected to this node is going to be me, and then it's going to have the transactions coming in and going out. It's as simple as that. I will go ahead and also make the suggestion, if you do plan on running a node in your router and stuff like that, has different safety options built into it, I would definitely utilize those, because you want to limit what's coming in and what's going out, so that way you protect your network. Some people will sometimes find a way to go ahead and attach bad things to some of the blocks coming through, some of the transactions coming through, to try to gain access to people's networks. So just be very careful. Run a VPN. Run a virtual machine if you want. This node is going to be on a completely separate hard drive inside my PC, that if I need to protect it really quick, I'll just unplug it and just be done with it. That's how it's going to work for me. So with all that being said, like I said, this is going to be a really short video. I didn't want to sit there and take up too much of you guys' time, but I did want to go ahead and tell you that if you are trying to solo mine with these little Bitcoin miners, and you're trying to do anything aside from Bitcoin itself, if you want to do Digibyte, if you want to do Bitcoin Cash, or any other SHA-256 coin, which let me just show you really quick what we're looking at. All these coins here that you see on the left side of the screen, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, all of these are SHA-256 coins, and in theory these little solo miners have the potential to be able to mine them, but a lot of times they're not actually coded specifically for those, so just be very mindful. And if you are going to try to solo mine, you've got to find the right pool. If you are over 1 kilohash or around 1 kilohash, you can use NOR, what was it again? NOR pool, I think is what it was called. I can't find it right now, and I'm sorry. But you can use that pool if you want to try to solo mine to it. I did try setting these guys up on my Cryptex pool, because it does give the option for it. They did show up, but there was no hash rate that was actually being seen. And one thing that I did learn when I was doing research on these is it could take hours upon hours for these guys to get a solo, an actual solo block where they will have done some work on it that will reflect on the pool. So just be very mindful. These little itty bitty guys, they don't really put out enough hash rate to be recognized. Now, if you want to get like a BitAxe or a NerdAxe, any of those, yeah, you'll be fine to be able to do all that. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you guys are using any of these little guys. Are you guys interested in solo mining Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or any of these other coins? Let me know what you guys think about it. And if you guys have found a pool that works with these little itty bitty miners that do 500 kilohash or less, let me know, because I'd like to go ahead and try those out for you guys. So with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for joining me in today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the bell notification on to all. That way you don't miss out on any future videos. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.